This is a fantastic team for Great League Remix, and that's basically because of Escavalier. This Pokemon is so underrated at the moment, and I have found out that it can be a much better fighter than Annihilate and Poliwrath in certain situations. This is gonna be a fighter that can resist some charms, and to be fair, I was encountering a lot of charm users at some point, so Escavalier really put me out of my misery because alongside Napoleon we're gonna be looking at the team pretty strong against those charmers. Overall, Quagsire up in front is gonna take over as a spammy and a very effective shadow Pokemon, while Empoleon will emerge as a pure closer for this team. We do not have a clear safe switch to be fair, but at the same time we got a very safe lead overall. You just saw how good Escavalier can be even against its counters with Megahorn, and that's why I recommend going with this exact moveset. You need Drill Run, you need Megahorn, and of course you're gonna push to their limits even your counters. So now with doing turning into the battle, I'm just gonna block the potential Drill Run, but my opponent absolutely outplays me here with the Ice Wind. So I'm just gonna go at that Drill Peck, but I guess it is never enough to finish them off down on the second try, so I decide to switch out to my Quagsire to clear the debuff and at the same time get the upper hand on the knockout with the Mud Bomb. Not only that, but also we have gotten the upper hand with that amazing Mud Bomb once again, but this time against Annihilate to put them at the range of Drill Peck. So with a little bit of extra synergy we managed to pull through a very tough opponent. Here comes now a Cresselia up in front, which is obviously one of the worst nightmares that a Mad Boy can get, and right after we're gonna follow with a Swampert on the switch. Not only that, but they also survive the Megahorn, and look at that, we managed to survive their Hydro Cannon as well. Looking pretty strong here because Cresselia might finish us off with that Grass Knot, but we have totally flipped around that very bad lead. Now we can only hope that at the very end they're gonna have something pretty bad for our Quagsire, and since Empoleon can have the upper hand here, I'm just gonna overfarm as much as I can, and I decide to go for the shield at this point. I know that perhaps I might need my Empoleon for the end game, and as it seems, yeah, this is absolutely true, because not only they have the Aboma Snow, but also my Steel Wings are gonna be kinda clutch for them. Here comes now their second shield, and I decide to let the move go through. It ends up being just the Icy Wind, which means that we can absolutely outspeed here to the charge attack and the Drill Peck for the knockout. And now with Cresselia coming into the game, all we need to do is to block the following Grass Knot, reach to a Mud Bomb, and absolutely grab a big victory for our amazing team. I'm telling you, this line is absolutely great for those remix battles. Into the next battle now, trainers, with Quagsire up against a Jellicent, another bad lead for us. However, this is absolutely manageable. It will end up in a soft loss anyways, but we can totally take advantage of that with our double steel backline. So I'm just gonna block whatever they throw here, and Shadow Ball is gonna be the main move that we are afraid of. So we end up blocking the correct move, which means that they still need 5 of those hexes to reach to the second Shadow Ball. Just remember that the third Shadow Ball is the one that requires 4 because of the energy gain that goes through that Jellicent. So surf here, and we can absolutely catch now the move on our Empoleon. This is a very good play, and I guess this is what saves us on this one, because not only we have caught the move, but also we have preserved our Quagsire with the shield for the end game. You never know when you might need that Pokemon, and seeing that Steelix coming into the game, we can absolutely have the upper hand with our Steel typing. Able to get here to another pair of Hydro Cannons, this time to finish off Steelix and throw one more on the next Pokemon. So Electrode joins the battle in its Hisuian form, and this is very good news for us because now a Escavalier can come into the party. However, my opponent isn't joking at all, so they're gonna get their hands on the Wild Charge to almost finish us down, but Jellicent is just gonna faint down to my Drill Run. Now with Quagsire coming into the game though, we can have the upper hand because this is absolutely clutch damage for my opponent, and we can get another huge victory for us. Mantine is a lead that we are mostly afraid of because we're a mad boy, but at the same time we have access to Stone Edge, which means that we can totally do some damage at least on their end. Pretty good news to start off this battle because we managed to get some shields out of the way, and I'm just gonna try to get to another Stone Edge before they finish us down. They're getting kinda greedy here, they also lose the CMP, oh no, that was no CMP at all, and because I was a pretty weird trainer over here, I had the FPS drop, I had the brain lag, so yeah, it all combined into a big brain fart, but it doesn't matter because now with Hypno having access to Fire Punch, we're just gonna get dominated, but we managed to get the big nuke with our Mega Horn. You know what, this is still looking pretty promising for us, even though we haven't seen their actually final Pokemon, because as it seems Mantine is gonna throw some resisted moves and we can take totally advantage of that with a Shadow Charmer emerging out of nowhere. We managed to get here to a couple of Hydro Cannons, one for the shield, one for the knockout, and with a combination of Steel Wings we managed to get yet another huge victory. Into the next battle now with a Polar up in front. This is one of our worst nightmares. Our backline cannot have a great time up against the fighter, and at the same time all we can do is stay in there with our Quagsire. But this is why I love Quagsire in this meta of Great League Remix. We can totally take advantage of its ability to be extremely neutral for the entire meta, and of course here by blocking the Icy Wind we can get to another pair of Mud Bombs. So as it seems my opponent is gonna go down by sniping them down actually with my counters, but at the same time they have the upper hand with the seals. I was getting a little bit too cocky as you saw with my Quagsire, so some mistakes definitely happened over there. Now Slurpuff, I know that carries the move Flamethrower, so it is just a matter of time to finish me down, and to be honest they made an amazing choice to overfarm a lot just before I reached to my Drill Run. Now they have a Steelix at the back, and all of a sudden we might actually have a win condition. Catching the move on our Quagsire, this is absolutely wonderful for us, but not the end for them, because they can easily survive here a Mud Bomb. This is kinda of a heartbreaking moment. Now we can reach to the Hydro Cannon, but this is gonna be a race now on who can get to the next charge attack up against that Slurpuff. So let's see together, trainers, can we get at least a farm down? No, we cannot. They survive with minimal amount of HP, and that's gonna be a well-earned victory for my opponent. Into the next battle now with a double up in front, Quagsire for the win, but yeah, I'm just joking, we're just gonna switch out to our Escavalier. Once again, this team doesn't have a very good safe switch, and sometimes Escavalier will not feel like the perfect safe switch, but at the same time with energy ahead it can provide so much pressure even up against its counters, and Mantine over here will also fall to our trap, because not only they cannot finish us off, but also we manage to get even on shields. Now with my Empoleon coming into the game, we can take advantage of their moveset, because whatever they throw is actually gonna be resisted, and we can get out of here with at least 100 energy stored up. So I guess this is gonna be looking pretty good for us on the long term. Double now comes into the battle, and I know that I have to throw my Hydro Cannon. So here comes now a move, and this cannot be a big one, so just a Body Slam now switching out to my Quagsire, and I believe that we can survive the falling move. Just a Body Slam over here. I'm just gonna go ahead and try to completely farm down, because I have a weird feeling that at the very end they're kind of weak to my Quagsire. They're never gonna switch out over here. So down goes Double. I'm expecting the final Pokemon to come in, and all of a sudden we have a great win condition because of Probobus lurking at the back. So a double Mud Bomb here will do the job with the shields, and now one more to guarantee the knockout up against the big Masters Pokemon. So now with Mantine coming into the game, they definitely have to throw some energy, but I guess that Empoleon can absolutely grab the victory anyways, because it has already stored up a Hydro Can for the very end game. I'm telling you, this team team is pretty good. Into the final one now, trainers, with a Jellicent, another rough lead for us, but this time not with Hex. Instead, they're gonna have Bubble, which is an even more troublesome move for us. Not only that, but they also decide to go for the Bubble Beams, and I guess that we're gonna not do a lot of damage on their end. So here comes now another Mud Bomb, since we took a shield out of them, and I guess that at this point I'm expecting more Bubble Beams to come along the way. But here comes now a Shadow Ball out of nowhere, and I end up going now into the battle with my Empoleon. To be fair, I'm pretty glad that I can counter them with my Empoleon, and I'm not gonna block over here expecting the Bubble Beam no matter what. They had to go for the bait to be fair, so at this point I'm just gonna knock them out with my Drill Peck. There is gonna be a Nidoqueen at the very end, and the Scavalier can provide its full potential into this battle with the Drill Run, with the knockout, and I guess this is gonna be the end for this final one. That's gonna be all for today, trainers. Thank you for watching and for sticking around with me till the end. It really means a lot for my channel. If you want to support me even more than a subscribe or a like, feel free to become a member, because it definitely keeps me going here on YouTube. Thank you for watching once again, and I hope to see you all into the next one.